why do you think every single prophet in the world was a man? Like, aren't men supposed to do this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like men are so like they want to be feminine nowadays. Like, men want everything to be handed on a plate to them when it shouldn't be like that.
Well, in lots of countries there's like bans on women driving, they have to cover up. There's lots of abortion bans in the US.
Right now, white cis men are the targets of like so much shit, and the thing is, not every white cis man you meet is going to be a terrible person.
So women have got to deal with like periods, giving birth, people being sexist.
What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that has been debated for years, which is who has a harder life, men or women? Whose lives harder in general, men or women?
Women.
Women.
And why is that?
I just think women have to go through a lot more, like, you know, childbirth, the monthly cycle.
Society is built for men. I think the whole world is built for men. I think society is built for men. I think all the pleasurable things in the world are set up for men. Like anything.
It's not easy to get where you need to be as a man.
Yeah,
as a man.
much easier. I feel like men, like, they expect it and they get it. Like they expect to be cooked for. They expect to be clean for, and it just happens because they just got that control. Like it's just the way it goes.
You know what? As a man, I feel like in terms of my experience, like what I've seen growing up and everything, I feel like a man's life is so much far more difficult than a woman's life. I'm not saying women don't face their own unique challenges, but I feel like in general, men's life are much more difficult.
I can see that in some aspects, you know.
In terms of like let's say mental illness and stuff like that, as a man, you speak about your mental illness, you're seen as weak, and you see like literally nobody cares about you.
That's a man's responsibility. You've got to do that. You have to do that. It's been like that since the start of times. Like, why do you think every single prophet in the world was a man? Like, aren't men supposed to do this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like men are so like they want to be feminine nowadays. Like, men want everything to be handed on a plate to them when it shouldn't be like that. It should be the woman that gets everything handed on the plate to. Because
so if it's that the case, do you not think man's life is harder in general then?
Not really. I think it's been like that since the start of time, and I think as a man, you should just adjust. Just the way we adjust. We just adjust to things like that. Like men normalise things like cheating on women. Like we just gotta adjust sometimes. Like that's normal to men. So I think it's normal for men to.
You're already getting cancelled.
I
No.
don't care.
You're not getting cancelled.
No, but you understand what I mean from the beginning of time.
No, I totally get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I'm saying like just life in general, like the things that men go through is so much farther. And I feel like for a woman to understand man, it takes a lot, but for a man to understand women in some aspect, I think it's slightly easier than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think in society it's harder for women, like to get where they want to be. If you're up against a man, it's the man that's going to take that position from you. Obviously, mental health and stuff like that, I agree with you that men are seen as weak if they've got mental health problems, but I feel like as a whole in society, it's harder for women to get to where they want to be. I wouldn't say there's anything stopping you, but I feel like the competition as a whole, if you're up against men, they're more likely to get the position that you want. It doesn't mean that you have to quit or stop, and you can probably still make it there. It just may take you longer to get to where you want than it would a man.
Fair point. What about you? What's stopping you for achieving what you need to be?
Probably mainly the fact that a lot of jobs nowadays, when they ask, like, they prefer men mainly because of the fact that they just assume women are going to want to have children, and they would much rather, like my friend said, they would much rather give the position to a man because obviously a man can't physically give birth and it will be the woman looking after the child. So sometimes I feel like men are favoured, but I don't know if that's just biology. I don't know if I can really say much on that, but sometimes stuff like that, like family life probably, and just like I feel like men are weird. Even if you're like in an office or just like working, I feel like a lot of women don't want to work in certain environments because they know the men are going to be creeps there. Like, especially.
But I feel like I agree with you, but also the comment about the creeps. Like, think about like women. Like, I feel like that's another stigma. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a stigma, like, you know, men are just the creeps and men are just the ones that
Exactly. Do you know? Do you know that what the percentage? That's probably like 1% of men, and you include.
But I feel like that 1% is enough to put us off, because like it might be that 1%, but that 1% do the most, and we just see it and hear about it, and that's enough for us not want to go into certain fields and like work in certain jobs. Because I think I know it may just be the 1%, but I feel like they do so much that it genuinely puts me off some jobs. Like, I would love to like be in like maybe like the business industry or something, but I know I could never, because it's like very male dominated, and what comes with that will probably be like men like being weird. Not all, but like a vast majority.
No, I understand. I totally get why you say that, but the percentage of men though who said they're creep or they're weird, I think there's probably 1%.
Yeah.
And then you including this 1% with 99%, and you know what I mean, it ruins for everyone else, if you get what I mean.
But like I said, I feel like that 1% do the most. Like they were like, I think I saw like something on the internet the other day saying that like there was this like boss in an office, and he was like taking pictures of like females like in the bathroom. Like I know that's like that 1%, but when you're doing huge acts like that, like taking pictures of females in bathrooms, like I feel like that's too much. And like I feel like that, I know it's 1%, but the acts that they're committing.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Go on, last one.
Do you not also feel like though it's like always the men that get it's always like, what's the word, broadcasted that men have done it? Like, I never feel like you ever see like women have done the same thing that the men have. I always feel like men are always put on display.
I agree with you. Like,
and the women are kept
Yeah,
small.
but let's just pretend, what can a woman really do? Like, a man can grope you, but if I was to grope a man, he could physically strangle me and I would be on the floor. It's not like I can physically strangle you or any of them.
You can't force him, but like that are, without being too like weird, but like, I feel like you can like assault a man, do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
sure you can.
I just feel like men get more publicity over it, whereas
exactly.
women don't.
Like, let's say if a man and a woman did the same crime, even in jurisdiction, a woman get less sentence than women.
Yeah.
Like, the society is in general is more lenient to women, if you go what I mean. As you said before, if a woman commit a crime, that crime is not out there as much as men. As much as men do.
You know, like if you put a man and a woman against, say, like a rape charge, right? I feel like it's almost like a question: did the woman do it? Did she not? Whereas a man, it's a flat out yes. Like,
yeah. I do get that, but I'm not to be like cancelable again. I just feel like, how can you force a man biologically? You're bigger than me. Like, even if I'm taller than you, you have bigger lungs than me. I've got a womb. You don't have a womb. You've got much more. So I feel like I don't think it's possible to like I don't know, like
to force a man to do something.
To force a man to
do you know what it is, right? I actually read this.
It's not a matter of forcible, you know, that it's more like a manipulation, if you know what I mean.
It's a power trip.
Yeah.
Like, you can seduce a man, make him feel powerless, and biologically, right? Let me tell you something.
Yeah, but if he really didn't want it, he could push me off it.
Yeah, but biologically, think about it this way: biologically, men are programmed to, when they like something, you know,
Nah, she got a point.
They get excited.
I totally agree with her.
So like, a woman might take that as, oh, do you know what? He finds me attractive. He likes me. This, that, and the other.
That's not our fault.
No, but it's not their fault either. Even if they're scared and they don't want it, biologically, it's gonna happen.
What about self-control? What about self-discipline? So that's basically like saying that my dad's married, but he sees another attractive woman, but biologically he needs to do that. No,
I'm not saying biologically he needs to do that. I'm saying the biological response to seeing a pretty woman when she's with you is.
I think you're more closer to understanding men than her. You know that. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. As a man, I know exactly what you're talking about. I literally do.
I don't sympathise only because I've seen it myself. I've seen friends go through it, and I feel like a lot of women do the victim card, but more time. I feel like a man. I feel like as a man, if you don't have self-control, that is half the problem there anyway. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not really self-control though, that is it? Like, if you've like
no means
taken
no,
power.
like no means no. Like
I wasn't talking about like men on women. I was talking about women going for men. That's what I was talking about. You know, a woman might see it as, oh, he really wants it. He's very excited. But like I was saying, it's a biological response, and that's what's going to happen. Just because that happens doesn't mean that they want want you.
General, men or women?
I think women, because they have to go through periods and like abortions and all that stuff. And
This isn't a microphone, but I would say women too. But right now, white cis men are the targets of like so much shit. And the thing is, not every white cis man you meet is going to be a terrible person. So I would say women have it bad on the physical part, men have it bad on the societal part.
Probably. Well, I guess in general, probably women. Like,
Women?
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
Well, you know, over the years, a bit of oppression and that, like, it's not, like, systemically, more like, obviously there's big depression and suicide rates with men, and that is, like, we've each got our own issues and stuff, but it's generally systemically.
So what rights that, like, the women have today that men don't have?
What rights?
What rights that women and men have that women don't have?
Well, in lots of countries there's like bans on women driving, they have to cover up. There's lots of abortion bans in the US.
I think men.
And why is that?
Because I think we struggle each day and we feel afraid to talk about it to people because we feel that people don't care, and I think that's the case with most of the people. So yeah, we kind of, for us, I think our family, the people that we love, we try to build a life for them and we sacrifice for them. But I don't think it's really appreciated that much, or people don't really notice. So yeah.
I think you spot on when you said people don't care about your feelings as a man. And I think as a man, me personally, as a man, I feel like, listen, whatever you're going through, you tell people, whether that's mental illness or whatever you're going through, and you go out and tell people. They don't care, you know what I mean? They tell you to move on, get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a guy. This is like something you should fight on your own, or like manage on your own. You should not be struggling about it. It's like it's the guy thing to do, like man up. Yeah. So that's like struggle is like an inbuilt part of our lives. That's what I feel, and I don't really think people actually consider how we must be feeling every day. It could be a really small struggle. It's not always got to do with money or health or love and relationships. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Like someone like me, if I'm an international student here, if I'm settling in a new country, there could be a lot of things I'm going through. But yeah, I can't really talk about it because I would feel emasculated.
One woman might have a harder life than a man, but another man might have a harder life than another woman.
I agree. I think men go through troubles and so do women. Men go through things that are hard, but so do women. So women have got to deal with like periods, giving birth, people being sexist, and you know, like sexism. But men also face sexism, and it's not talked about as much as it is with women.
Right. So overall, do you not think men's life is harder?
No, I think it's equally.
I agree, equally. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
It depends on what aspects of life we're talking about. Like, I feel like, I don't know, men work harder, I guess, and so do women. I think they feel more in danger in that when they're like in public and now. I don't feel in danger. I don't know about you. I think, then again, like if you actually look at statistics, I guess men are more likely to get like stabbed up or something like that. So I don't know, innit?
So therefore, men's life in general, they experience harder life than women.
I wouldn't say that, to be honest with you. I just think it's like different kinds of struggle, I guess. Like they have to think about things we don't have to think about, and we have our own problems that they don't even consider, innit?
All right, thank you.